This is a quick home workout routine that you can go through that will help you improve your posture. What's going on, you guys? Blake here with GuerrillaZen Fitness, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you a home-based corrective exercise workout that you can use to improve your posture. We focus on all of the most common muscle imbalances that people have in this routine that are distorting their posture. All you're going to need for this routine is a foam roller, any kind of foam roller will do, and a resistance band. Again, any kind of resistance band will do as well. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below and also the notification bell so that you know every time I upload a new video. Having said that, let's get started. Alright, so what we're going to start with is some foam rolling, okay? Any kind of foam roller will do. Like I said, the first thing that we're going to foam roll is the TFL, the tensor fascia lata. This is a hip flexor muscle. It's about at a 45-degree angle on the outside of your hip here. It's tight in a lot of people, especially people that sit. So put your foam roller down on the ground, position that muscle so that it's just on top of it, and we're going to roll back and forth on that muscle about 12 times, okay? Up and down once is 1 rep, okay? Think of it like that. So we're going up and down 12 times, staying on that muscle. Make sure you're counting on your own, okay? 12 rolls back and forth on that left TFL, and then we're simply going to repeat the exact same thing on the right side as well, okay? Foam roller down, right TFL goes on that thing, back and forth 12 times. You might find that you're really tight in here. Most people are. The discomfort that you feel when you're foam rolling a muscle is proportionate to how tight that muscle is. So just keep that in mind. This should get easier and easier the more frequently you repeat this routine. So 12 rolls back and forth there. And then we're going to foam roll the upper back. Okay, a lot of people get tight in the upper back as a result of trying to force themselves into good posture all day long. And that can actually create some rigidity in those muscles. Alright, and we don't want that. That actually makes it harder to achieve good posture. So put the foam roller on the ground. Lean back onto it. Start with the foam roller at about your mid-back. Don't go any lower onto the lower back, the lumbar spine. Start with the mid-back. Lift your hips up so that all your weight is on the foam roller. And then again, we're going to do 12 reps. Okay, from about the mid-back all the way up to the tops of the shoulder blades and back down. Similar to the hips, up and down is 1 rep. Okay, and again, we are doing 12 reps here. Just trying to loosen up those muscles in the upper back there. Again, lots of people are tight here. This really contributes to a lack of range of motion in the upper back, the thoracic spine, especially when these muscles are all hypertonic, locked up, turned on all the time. So 12 rolls back and forth there. Now we're going to take our foam roller and use it in kind of a strange way. We're going to use this to foam roll the pecs, okay, your pec muscle tissue. All right? These muscles also get very tight in people that have poor posture. When they are tight, they're going to pull your shoulders forward and internally rotate them, okay? A lot of people have this. You can actually release them with the foam roller. It's not the best tool to use for this, but I use it all the time for it. Put the foam roller down, get your pec muscle, okay, your pec major, right on top of that foam roller. Put a lot of your body weight into it and simply roll up and down. Again, we're going for 12 reps here, all right? Just like this, 12 reps, focusing on the pec. Okay, up here, right? Not down here if you're a woman, not on your breast, okay, up here in your pec muscle tissue. We're gonna do the other side now. If you want, you can use the edge of the foam roller here. Instead of using the whole length of the foam roller like this, you can just use the edge like that. Okay, I find that that gives you a little bit more of a targeted release. So if you want to experiment with that, when we do this other side here, you definitely can. Same rule applies. We're going for about 12 rolls back and forth. Remember, 1 is up and down, so 12 times up and down. Again, I'm not going to count for you. Count on your own here for this. 12 rolls up and down, really targeting any particular areas that you feel are very tight in the pecs. And then we're done with our self-myofascial release, but we're still going to use the foam roller for one other thing here, okay? And this is a mobilization for the thoracic spine. Basically, put the foam roller down. Okay, position yourself the same way that you position yourself when we were doing the foam rolling of the upper back. Okay, go a little bit higher with the foam roller. Put your hands by your head like this. Kind of relax your body and let your thoracic spine, your upper back, bend over the foam roller and come back up. If you want, you can lace your hands to support your neck. Make sure you're not pulling on your neck though. And we're just simply using the foam roller as a fulcrum here to get your thoracic spine to bend over, okay? Motion is lotion, always remember that. Kelly Starrett coined that term, I love that term. This is how you actually bring more mobility to the upper back, the thoracic spine. So we're just gonna keep doing this. You're gradually moving up the entire time. Notice how I'm making these little incremental adjustments, kind of moving up a little bit higher each time. You wanna keep doing this for about 30 reps, starting at about this level of your back, and then moving all the way up to the tops of the shoulder blades, okay? We're gonna do about 30 reps of those. So if you're still doing it, keep doing it. Motion is lotion here. A lot of people become stiff in the joints of the thoracic spine itself, okay? So we're addressing the joints with this. We address the muscular tightness with the foam rolling that we did prior, okay? But this step is very, very important. Make sure that you're not foam rolling your lower back or having the foam roller on your lower back. The bending needs to occur from the upper back, okay, the thoracic spine, and that's the whole point of this exercise. We're gonna do about 30 reps. So now that we just mobilized the thoracic spine into extension and flexion, bending it forward and backwards, now we gotta work on some rotation, your twisting capacity from the upper back, okay? The best way to do this is something called thread the needle. You're gonna start on your knees, you're gonna put your arms out in front of you like this, okay? And what you're gonna do is you're gonna take one arm, lace it underneath the other arm, and try to touch the ear on the side with the arm that you're reaching through to the ground. And then you're gonna come back up, do the same thing on the other side, okay? And we're simply gonna do about 5 of these each side. Keep going. Try to make all this motion occur from the upper back. We want minimal to no twisting occurring at the lower back, okay? 5 each side, move at your own pace, count for yourself. And then we're gonna do a couple, clamshells, this is what I call these. You're gonna stay, planted on all fours here. You're gonna lift one arm up, rotate up, and then back down, okay? 5 of these each side as well. 4, 5. Keep in mind that we are, again, trying to force this motion to occur at the thoracic spine, your upper back. We do not want this rotation occurring at the low back. If you are doing that, try squeezing your abs as though you're anticipating a punch to the gut, okay? That will help you stabilize the lumbar spine and basically prevent that low back from moving so that the motion does in fact occur at the thoracic spine, which is where we want it to occur. Okay, so now that we've done some self-myofascial release, some self-massage, and some joint mobility work, now we're going to move into some strengthening exercises, okay? And the first thing we're going to start with is a superset for the obliques, okay? The obliques play a huge role in optimizing your posture or allowing your posture to deteriorate and become poor because they attach directly on your pelvis. Your pelvis is the base of your spine. Anything going on with the pelvis can create misalignments and issues up the kinetic chain, okay? So one of the most commonly weak muscles is, in people that have poor posture are weak obliques. So that's what we're targeting with this superset, okay? Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do what I call side plank bends, supersetted with traditional side plank, okay? I'm gonna get my phone out here so I can time us. And really what I want you to keep in mind here is we should be squeezing the obliques as hard as we can during this exercise, okay? So the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna get into side plank position, just like this, okay? We're gonna lift our hips up, but then we're gonna do this for reps, okay? You're gonna lower the hip down, touch it to the floor, push back up to a neutral position, okay? Just like this. We're gonna do 10 of these. So go ahead and begin, count on your own. I think that was 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. On the 10th one, we're gonna hold it, okay, for 30 seconds. You can take that other arm that's free, put it on your hip if you want, but we are basically holding ourselves up here with the oblique, okay, the obliques closest to the floor. So right now, this side's working for me, and this is where you should be feeling it as well. The side that's closest to the floor. Maintain good posture here. Stay as straight as you can with your spine. We got about 5 more seconds here. 3, 2, 1, time. Beautiful. So now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Anything you do to one side, obviously you want to do both sides. So same exact thing on the left side now, okay? So again, set up, get your feet ready, and lift the hips up. We'll count that as the first rep. We're doing 10 reps here. 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, working here, right? The oblique closest to the ground. 9, 10 on the 10th one. We're holding for 30 seconds here. Yeah, and we're just hanging out, okay? We're treating this, I mean, this is an isometric exercise, okay? There's no motion. The muscles are contracting, they're working, but we're not really moving at all right? By the way, if this bothers your shoulder, it's likely because you're pushing the shoulder forwards like this, okay? So keep that humeral head, the head of your arm bone, kind of plugged back in the back of the joint socket. Got about 3 more seconds here, and time, okay? So we're gonna do another set in approximately 20 seconds or so. Like I was saying, a lot of times this bothers people's shoulder in the front. And when it does, it's likely because you're doing that with your arm, okay? You're pushing the humeral head forward as you're supporting your body weight on that arm, okay? Don't let this happen. Make sure that you have good positioning of the shoulder. Pull the head of the arm bone back. Make sure that it stays properly centrated, which means the ball, the head of your arm bone, is remaining centered in the socket of your shoulder, okay? That's very important. If you struggle with side planks because of shoulder issues, oftentimes it's as simple as that. Sometimes it's more complicated, but lots of times that's, a key issue. All right, so we're gonna move into our last set of this exercise. We're gonna begin with the same side that we started with, okay? Arm down, stack the feet, and go ahead and get your first 10 reps in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and we're holding for 30 seconds here. Now, you might not be aware of why your obliques influence your posture so much, okay? That's not very intuitive, but just understand that your obliques attach directly onto your iliac crest, okay? Your hip bones. And like I said earlier, your alignment of your hips, your pelvis, controls the rest of your upper body's alignment, all right? Think of your pelvis as the base to your spine. 2 more seconds here, and down. Okay. Similarly, if you had a crack coming up the wall of your home, you'd be a novice builder or architect to blame the wall itself, right? If you were experienced, you would know that there's actually an issue with the foundation upon which the wall is resting. Similarly, your pelvis plays a comparable role in your posture and the rest of your alignment up on top, okay? So keep that in mind. This is very, very important. Having strong obliques will help to keep your pelvis from tilting forwards or posteriorly tilting. Helps with a lot of things, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and get that left side now. And we're gonna begin. 10 reps here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and we're starting the clock here. If these are too challenging for you, you can just do the side plank that I'm doing right now, the isometric version, okay? You can totally skip out on the side plank bends. Also, keep going, there's about 15 seconds here. If this is even too challenging for you, you can always do this on your knees, okay? Bend your knees like this, and just hold yourself up like this. This is a regression. It'll make it a little bit more easy to do, especially if doing it with straight legs is too hard. 2 seconds left on this, and time. Good job so far. So now we're going to move into our next exercise. What we're going to do here are hip thrusters. I show these all the time. These target the glutes. These are, your glutes are similar to your obliques in the fact that they attach on the pelvis. And again, they have tremendous influence over the alignment of your whole body, okay? So maintaining strong glutes and maintaining good glute activation is imperative for good posture. So lay on your back, plant your feet out in front of you, and we're simply gonna push the hips up, squeeze the glutes really hard at the top, come back down, okay? We're gonna do 3 sets of 10 of these, okay? So keep going at your own. Keep in mind that your glutes should be squeezing the hardest while your hips are in end range hip extension, which means at the very top of motion. Right here is when the glutes should be squeezing the hardest, okay? So we're gonna do about 1 more, and then we're gonna take some rest. We're not gonna take too much rest here because this is pretty low impact, pretty easy. Not very metabolically demanding, so you're not going to need too much rest here, or at least you shouldn't. If you do, pause the video. But just keep in mind why we're strengthening these muscles. We're going to go ahead and get into our second set already here. Lay back, again, knees bent, hips up, squeeze the glutes at the top, okay? Again, we're going for 10 reps here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, really squeeze the glutes hard at the top, 9, and then 10, okay? We're gonna take a little bit of a break, and then we're gonna do one more set of this with a little twist at the end, okay? Keep in mind, like I said, the obliques and the glutes are very, very important for posture. Most people don't think about that, right? They think about the musculature of their upper body and exercises they can do for their shoulders, things like that, which we'll get into in this routine, but you have to understand the importance that these muscles lower down by the hips play in, influencing your posture and your upper body as well, and you can't neglect them, okay? So we're gonna move into our final set here. On this one, we're gonna hold the top, okay, for 1 second, all right? I'm really gonna focus on contracting the glutes. So we're gonna go ahead and begin right now. Push up, squeeze for about 1 second before you come down. We're really emphasizing maximum glute contraction here, all right? 3, squeeze for a second before you come down. 4, squeeze before you come down. 5, 6, we got 4 more, 7, 8, remember it's at very top when the glutes are doing the most work. 9, on this last one we're gonna hold it for 5 seconds. 1, 2, squeezing as hard as you possibly can. Squeeze as hard as you can, right in the glutes, as hard as you can, and good, come down. All right, great job. So we did a lot of lower body stuff there, some foam rolling, some joint mobilizations. Now we do want to bring our focus to the upper body with some strengthening exercises. So this is where you're going to need your resistance band. Like I said, any kind of resistance band will work. One with handles, one that's a closed loop like this, it really doesn't matter. But what we're going to start with is band pull-aparts, okay? So I've showed this many times on my YouTube channel. You can either do this on your knees or you can do it standing. I'm just going to demonstrate on my knees because I don't want to get out of the frame of the camera. But you're going to grab the band at approximately shoulder width. Okay, keep your core really, really tight and keep your glutes tight, especially if you're going to do this while you're standing. Core tight, glutes tight the entire time. Okay, even if you're on your knees, squeeze the core. Okay, your abs like you're anticipating a punch, and just tighten up your butt muscles. Okay, what we're going to do, you're going to pull the band apart until it touches your chest, and then come back. That's it. We're going to do 10 of these. What we're targeting here, as we're moving along here, that was a 5, 6, 7, 3 more. What we're targeting is the scapular retractors, okay? These muscles in between your shoulder blades in your upper back, all right? A lot of people are very weak here. And the more tight and the more tension you have in your pecs, which we foam rolled at the beginning, likely the weaker you are going to be back here, okay? Always remember that muscular imbalances are always two-sided. Anytime there's a muscle that is weak, there's always a corresponding muscle that's too tight and overactive. And vice versa. Whenever there's a muscle that's too tight and overactive, you feel like you always need to stretch it, foam roll it, there are always corresponding weak muscles. And if you really want to get rid of your muscle imbalances, you can't do that just by stretching the tight ones and releasing them. You have to also strengthen the weak ones, okay? And that's what this whole routine is about. We're identifying the common muscles that are tight, releasing those with a foam roller, and we're strengthening the weak ones. These muscles in between the shoulder blades are just one of those. So we're gonna do our second set here. Again, grab about shoulder width apart, pull, squeeze the shoulder blades together hard, and then come back. Whole time you're squeezing your abs, especially if you're doing this standing. You're not pushing your head forwards like a chicken. Okay, you're maintaining good posture everywhere. Glutes are tight, abs are tight, tongue is in the roof of your mouth, and your head is pushed back, okay? With your chin down, you're not lifting your chin up, okay? And we're gonna do about 10 of these again. I did not count, I had no idea how many that was, but you're doing 10, okay? And now we're gonna do just a quick little exercise for this called a round and back. If this bothers your shoulder, then just skip this. But you're gonna grab a little bit wider than shoulder width, okay? And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your arms over your head, back down and touch your glutes basically with it, okay? And we're gonna do 10 of these, all right? I really like this because this really helps to activate those upper back muscles that we just trained, and it also puts like a nice stretch on the shoulder. Okay, so this is what you're doing. We're going to do about 10 of these. Really make sure that you're squeezing your upper back and retracting, pinching those shoulder blades together as hard as you can while you do this. Okay, If this does bother the front of your shoulder, I'd probably just recommend you skip that one and then move on to the next exercise, which we'll get into right now. Okay, so this one's one of my favorites. We're still using the band here. This is going to help us to open up the chest, okay, by externally rotating your arm bone, your humerus, and focusing again on squeezing those shoulder blades together, scapular retraction. So to do this, you're gonna grab the band again about shoulder width, maybe a little bit more narrow, it's up to you. You're gonna bring the arms down though, okay, by your hips, okay? You're gonna set your shoulders in a good position before you even begin. Just kind of shrug them up, bring them back, and then push them down, okay? Chest nice and open. Bring your arms out a little bit to the side so there's some tension on the band when you do that, okay? And what you're gonna do here is you're gonna twist the arms out like that, okay? So you're rotating your thumb and your whole arm externally, like this. As you're doing that, you're squeezing the shoulder blades together, okay? Just like that. 1, 2, 3. Make sure that your entire arm is rotating externally here. 4, and you're pinching those shoulder blades together. 5, 6, 7. Even extend the thoracic spine. 8, which means lift the chest up as you do this external rotation. 9, one more, 10, okay? This is a great exercise. I really like this. A lot of people strengthen their rotator cuff muscles by using external rotation. I find that doing it in this position really allows you to retract the scapula more, and it's just a more functional movement. It lends itself better for improving your posture. So, you know, whenever I do external rotation work, it's like this, okay? So, I really like this one. We're gonna do another set. Right now we don't need a lot of rest for these. These are corrective exercises. Like I said earlier, not very metabolically active. They don't, you know, get your heart rate up too much, don't burn too many calories. We don't need too much rest here. But of course, if you do need some, then go ahead and do it. Again, if you're doing this standing, make sure that the glutes are tight and the abs are tight. I'm just doing it kneeling so that I stay in the frame of the camera and you can see me. But if you are doing it standing, you have to be mindful of your posture everywhere. Again, grab it shoulder width apart, roll those shoulders back, externally rotate, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then come back down. Externally rotate, allow your arms to sit back to internally rotate. Externally rotate, lift that chest, come back into a slight internal rotation. Keep doing this, we're gonna do about 5 more. Really squeeze those shoulder blades together hard. When you do this, fully externally rotate the arms, all right? And that's it for this, and that's it for the band. Now what we're gonna do is some activation for the lower traps, okay? We're really gonna try to target that area, isolate it, while also working on a hip hinge, okay? This is gonna be very, very important for your postural improvement, especially if you have, you know, a lot of tension and tightness in your upper trapezius muscles in here, coming up into the back of the neck, okay? This is what you're gonna do. I'm gonna have you stand actually for this. Looks like I can stay in the frame of the camera. All right, you're gonna hinge from the hips, meaning bend forward from the hips, keeping your spine as straight as possible, okay? You're not doing this, okay? So, like a door hinge, you're hinging from the hips, right? Until you're approximately, you know, right here. You want your back flat. You don't have to be completely flat like this. You can be here. You don't want to be upright too much either though. So right about there is where you want to be. You're gonna bring your arms out in front of you, pull your shoulder blades back like this, okay? And then lift up as high as you can, come back down. That's it. We're maintaining a neutral spine the whole time. We're gonna do about 10 of these. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, okay? What we're focusing on here the whole time are activating the lower trapezius, okay? Which are in this region right here, all right? If you're shrugging up your shoulders like that, as you're doing this, you're not gonna be activating those muscles, okay? You gotta be focusing on that scapular depression, keeping the shoulder blades pulled down the back. Also, I forgot to mention this, you don't want your arms like way out to the side like this or straight up. You want them out at about a 45-degree angle, okay, when you're doing this. That's gonna help for the lower traps to contract at maximal capacity, okay? So we're gonna do one more set here. Keep those things in mind. Arms at a 45-degree angle, shoulder blades pressed down the back as you're doing this, okay? And we also want to be maintaining that neutral spine, okay? There's a lot to focus on here. Hinge from the hips, all right, till we're about right there. Arms out at about a 45-degree angle. Plug the shoulder blades down the back. Do not let them shrug up. Keep them in that position as we do about 10 reps here. Okay, keeping your core tight, really not letting your back arch, not letting your shoulders shrug up. And keep in mind the muscles that we're trying to strengthen here. The lower traps. Become familiar with that, with those muscles. Become familiar with their anatomy, know where they are, and think about them while you're doing this routine. The more you can think about the muscles that you're training while you're training them, the more you can facilitate a good mind-muscle connection. The last thing that we're going to do, we can think of this kind of as a cool down for this whole workout, is what I call a supine chin tuck. Okay, I've showed chin tucks many times on my channel before. It's one of the gold standard exercises for correcting forward head posture. All right, we're going to do it on the ground, which is a regression. It's a little bit easier to do it this way with good form, and we're just going to do 2 sets here. Okay, lay on your back, basically get set up just like you're doing hip thrusters. Okay. But what we're going to be focusing on here is the neck. So there's pretty much 2 steps after you get in the right position here to perform this. It's an isometric exercise, so there's no movement. The first step is we're going to tuck the chin. Okay, you're bringing your chin down towards your chest as though you're trying to give yourself double chins. Okay, that's the first step. Bring the chin down. Second step is push the head into the ground. Okay, and you're not going to move very much, but that's the exercise. Okay, tucking the chin, pushing the head down. Okay, we're going to hold this for about 30 seconds, so go ahead and begin your set now. And it's isometric, meaning, again, that you're not moving, right? What we're trying to do with this is stretch the back of the neck and strengthen muscles in the front of the neck called the deep cervical flexors. They're adjacent to your Adam's apple. Okay, this exercise accomplishes both of those things. So we're holding this for about another 10 seconds. Tongue in the roof of the mouth just behind your teeth, okay? That's going to help activate some of those muscles, those important muscles in the front of your neck. And then you're just going to relax, okay? So we're going to do one more set of that. I didn't time us on that one, but I'm going to on this next one. This is very, very important, like I said, for those of you that have forward head posture. Head push forwards, nerd neck, vulture neck, text neck. I've heard it called a million different things. We call it forward head posture or forward head carriage. It's all the same thing. It means your head is sticking out in front of you. This is one of the best exercises that you can do to correct that, okay? You can also do this against a wall. I've showed that in my past videos. But today, since I'm in this room, this is just an easier way to show it. It's also a regression. It makes it a little bit easier to do. So we're going to do our last set here. We're going to lay back. Again, tuck the chin, step 1. Step 2, push into the floor, okay? We're holding this for 30 seconds. Work on breathing through your nose here. And don't push too hard either, okay? We don't want to, inflame the neck or damage it. Some people go a little too ham with this when they start doing it. Start gradual and kind of gradually, start light and gradually increase the intensity as you become more accustomed to this exercise, okay? Keep going. You got about 2 more seconds. And time. There you have it. I really hope that you enjoyed this workout. If you did enjoy this workout, then make sure you grab my free ebook, Posture, the Ultimate Life Hack. In this ebook, I share with you all of the best corrective exercises that you can use to improve your posture. If you want to get that ebook, just open up the description down below or check out the first comment down below where that's pinned to the top. You'll see a link to my website. Once you click that, it'll take you over to my website. I'll ask for your email. As soon as you enter in your email, I'll send you that posture ebook within 5 minutes. If you're looking for another place to get that ebook, click over here. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, do so over there somewhere. And if you want to see another video similar to this one, click over here. Also, make sure to follow me on Instagram. I'm very active over there nowadays. See you next time.